over a decade. I injured both my shoulders, my left elbow, I injured both my wrists, I injured both my knees, and I already landed in the emergency room straight after a workout, and I needed urgent surgery because I had an accident. What's up folks, it's Uranus, we're in Brussels, welcome to another video. So, 10 years ago I joined my very first gym. It turns out that decision saved my life. I used to be an overweight, sick and shy kid. I had never worked out before, I had never even been on a date before. I used to be a depressed alcoholic and I was hiding major health issues. I still needed to go through puberty because my balls never worked. Yet somehow I found myself in an old style bodybuilder's gym and it completely changed my existence because it allowed me to change the most important relationship that you will ever have in your life. The one that you have with yourself. From my very first gym selfie to now, here are 10 things I learned from going to the gym for 10 straight years. Alright, c'est parti. Number 10, the only diet that works is the one that you can stick to. Over the past 10 years, whether it's online or offline, I have seen so many different diets that all promise extremely wonderful results. From extreme diets like the keto diet, low carbs diet, intermittent fasting, people surviving on fruit juice, crash dieting and so on. There's 100 different diets out there. But what I found is that for me what works the best is sticking to foods I can eat all year round while maintaining control over my calories. Now, if you want to gain weight, of course, more energy needs to come in than out. And if you want to lose weight, well, it's all about calories in versus calories out. But the bottom line is, if you hate what you eat, you're not going to be able to stick to that diet. And trust me, I've been there. I have IBS, I have irritable bowel syndrome, and I have to be very careful and selective with what I eat. And I would rather eat bland food than to eat something that is going to mess with my digestion. So find a diet that works for you and one that you're capable of sticking to. It has to be sustainable, otherwise you will not be able to keep it up. Number 9, I never had a coach. I realized a great transformation starting from someone who hated sports, who had never exercised, who was ill and who had many health issues, to now someone that basically lives for fitness. I couldn't imagine my life without it and I'm unrecognizable compared to when I started. And I never had a coach over the 10 years that I went to the gym. Although I think it can be a great tool, it isn't mandatory, it isn't necessary. You can learn everything yourself by trial and error. Besides, most coaches that I know in the gym I'm going to, they're going to give you 1 or 2 sessions face to face and then all the rest, it is through an app on distance. I don't like that. And besides, I couldn't afford a coach anyway. Number 8, consistency beats extreme. Over 10 years in the gym, I have seen so many people come and go, and it's always the same freaking story. People are going from 0 to 100 all at once. From not working out to suddenly going to the gym 5 times per week, buying your favorite influencer's workout plan, eating chicken, rice and broccoli or cauliflower all the time. They stick to it for a week, a month, 6 months, maybe a year, and then something happens and then you never see them again. And it's the same story over and over again. I would rather have someone that goes to the gym consistently 3 times per week and that adapts their diet over time than someone who is there for 6 days out of the week, for a couple of weeks, and then who is gone all the way. You need to give your body and your mind, especially your mind, time to adapt. Back on day 1, 10 years ago, if I would have known how hard I had to push myself over the past 10 years, progressively, if I had just a glimpse into the future and to know what was coming, I probably would have quit. You have to do it progressively and not do everything at once from the start. Number 7, avoid commercial gyms. Honestly, I couldn't be happier that my first gym was an old style bodybuilder's gym and not our European variant of Planet Fitness, because honestly I would have quit a long time ago. Now I have 3 subscriptions to 3 different gyms and one of them is a commercial gym that gives me access to thousands of clubs here in Europe. Now there is no one to guide you and no one to explain you anything when you're going there for the very first time. People that are working there don't give a fuck about what you're doing, and if you injure yourself or your form or whatsoever, they don't care as long as you're not taking the equipment home. It's crammed with people and it's not motivating because half of the people are on their phone looking at ass on TikTok. Now, I have seen things in commercial gyms I wish I could unsee. If you don't have any other option, you do what you must do. All I'm saying is, if you're starting out, it might not be the best option to start in a commercial gym. Even if I felt very self-conscious at first, I was happy to be surrounded by freaking bodybuilders on steroids and not kids on TikTok. Number 6, snake oil supplements. You have to understand the supplement industry in fitness is all about making cash. And in the past 20 years, this business has literally exploded. And I've spent thousands of euros on supplements that could easily have been replaced by a cup of coffee and heavy metal. 95% of your results will depend on your food. Supplements that have their purpose, perhaps whey protein if you don't get enough protein, if you can't get enough protein in your diet, and perhaps creatine if your bowels can handle it. The rest, placebo and snake oil. Number 5, form over injury. Now, I had a background of somebody with a broken body and a person that had never worked out before, and I wish I would have taken the proper time to study the exercises and proper form before starting to work out, because at first when I was working out I was mostly copying what other people were doing in the gym, and that was a very bad idea, and I know a lot of people are doing that and it results in injuries. It took years before I actually knew what the hell I was doing in the gym. If I could see myself work out 7 or 8 years ago right now, I would probably think, no, what are you doing, you freaking donkey? And I lost a lot of time because of that. Over a decade, I injured both my shoulders, my left elbow, I injured both my wrists, I injured both my knees, and I already landed in the emergency room straight after a workout, and I needed urgent surgery because I had an accident in the gym. Trust me, if you want to keep on doing this for years, study the appropriate form for your exercises, because it really sucks to be injured. Number 4, and this is a direct follow-up from number 5, numbers aren't the most important thing in the gym. What I mean is, so many people get obsessed about how much weight they can bench press, how much weight they can squat, and how much weight they can deadlift, that they forget the most important thing, in my opinion, the mind-muscle connection. If you're doing an exercise and you don't even know which muscles you're activating on your body, that is a freaking problem. Every week I see people in the gym that bench press numbers that are way higher than what I could ever dream of bench pressing, yet their chest is as flat as the freaking plank I'm using to cut my chicken on. Why? Because they're pressing with their shoulders and their triceps, and they're not noticing that they're not activating their chest enough. Bro, how much can you bench press? Who the fuck cares about how much I can bench press, as long as I can keep on growing and progressively overloading my muscles? What I feel in my muscles and in my body will always be more important than numbers I can put on freaking Instagram. Number 3, there are no shortcuts. We as humans always expect instant gratifications, but trust me, in the gym it doesn't work like that. It can take years to see results. You will hit plateaus, you will hit setbacks, you will have workouts where you're wondering, what the hell am I even doing here? You will look at yourself in the mirror and see no noticeable progress or changes for freaking months, and then you re-strategize and you come back for more. Forget about all the get ripped fast or gain muscle quick bullshit that you see online. I started from below zero when I actually started my transformation, because I had never worked out before and I had never produced any testosterone before, and it actually took years before I even looked like I lifted in clothes. Back then I had people talking behind my back all the freaking time when I started. Now the same people come to me for advice. Be patient and keep your head in the game. Number 2, women do not care about muscles, or at least it's much less important. It's way less important than you might think. When I started working out, I was 25 years old. I had never even seen a woman naked. I had never even been on a freaking date, and I imagined that to be attractive to women, you needed to have bulging muscles and veins everywhere, just like Mike O'Hearn. It turns out being healthy, being funny, being smart, being well educated and well taken care of is much more attractive to women than having veins on your forearms. No, there's not a lot of women out there who actually care about how much plates you're adding to your bench. That's mostly guys that will be interested into that. Number 10, everybody is on steroids. When I started working out 10 years ago, I thought that Arnold Schwarzenegger was a natural bodybuilder in the 60s and 70s because I thought in that period steroids didn't exist yet. I thought the guy achieved that physique working out 4 hours per day every single day of his life. That is how naive I was. But these days, with the rise of social media and superhero bullshit movies, steroids are everywhere and in every gym.
Everybody's on steroids. Everybody.
I always use the following rule. If it looks too good to be true, it probably isn't. As I said, I'm on TRT and I will be on treatment for the rest of my freaking life on testosterone. I've also done SARMs in the past and I have regretted that. If you're going to do performance enhancing drugs, do it the smart way and especially do it for the right reasons. Nothing irritates me more than a guy showing up like this in the gym and saying it's all because of chicken, genetics and no fat. Alright, those were my 10 items from 10 years in the gym. If you like my content, don't hesitate to leave me a comment. Let me know if you recognize yourself in any of the points. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one. Uranus out.